Three men, isolated on a rock in the unforgiving Atlantic, vanished without a trace. The Unsolved Lighthouse, a beacon of hope for ships navigating the treacherous waters off the Outer Hebrides of Scotland, became instead a monument to an enduring riddle. On December 15, 1900, the light went out, plunging the remote island into an even deeper darkness. For days, passing ships reported the Unsolved lamp was unlit. The first to notice was the steamer Archdor, en route from Philadelphia to Leith. Its captain, an experienced seaman, knew something was profoundly wrong. It wasn't until December 26th, nearly 2 weeks after the light failed, that the relief vessel Hesperus finally reached the island. On board was Joseph Moore, a seasoned lighthouse keeper himself, arriving to relieve one of the Flannan keepers. What Moore found upon landing was not just strange, but deeply unsettling. The flagstaff was bare. No provisions had been taken in, and most chillingly, there was no sign of the three men: principal keeper James Juquet, second assistant Thomas Marshall, and occasional keeper Donald MacArthur. The lighthouse door was unlocked. Inside, everything seemed to be in order at first glance. Beds were unmade, a meal was half-eaten on the table, and a chair had been overturned. It looked as if the men had left in a hurry. But the logbook, carefully maintained by all keepers, held the most perplexing entries. The final entry, dated December 15th, spoke of a severe gale, unlike anything seen before. Yet, official weather reports from the mainland showed no such storm. The log also contained increasingly desperate pleas for divine intervention, a stark contrast to the typically stoic entries of lighthouse keepers. The final words were simply, "God is over all." Inspector Robert Muirhead, superintendent of the Northern Lighthouse Board, arrived a few days later to conduct the official inquiry. His report, the definitive account, tried to make sense of the chaos. Muirhead noted that heavy seas had torn away parts of the landing platform, and the west landing had suffered considerable damage. An iron railway used for hauling supplies was twisted out of shape. Yet the lighthouse itself was structurally sound. His theory, a massive rogue wave, or a series of them, had struck the island. He believed that Juquet and Marshall had gone down to secure equipment or check damage, and MacArthur, in a panic, had rushed out to warn them, only to be swept away himself. This explanation, while plausible, leaves many unanswered questions. Why would all three men leave the safety of the lighthouse during such a storm? Lighthouse protocol strictly forbade more than one keeper from leaving the light unattended. And the half-eaten meal, the overturned chair, these suggest a sudden, immediate departure, not a planned inspection of the damage. What could have compelled them to abandon their posts so abruptly? Many theories have emerged over the decades. One suggests a sea serpent, a creature of myth, dragged the men into the depths. The isolated location, the sheer power of the ocean, it feeds into primal fears. Another, more grounded, theory posits alien abduction. The idea of advanced beings visiting remote locations and taking individuals for study has a long history in unexplained phenomena narratives. Could Unsolved be a forgotten landing site? Then there are whispers of espionage. Perhaps a foreign power landed on the island, either to sabotage the lighthouse or for a clandestine meeting, and the keepers stumbled upon them. A secret, deadly encounter. Some even suggest a kind of collective madness, a shared delusion brought on by the extreme isolation. The constant roar of the waves, the endless gray horizon, it could chip away at the strongest minds. Consider the psychological toll of such a life. Keepers often spent weeks, even months, in solitude, their only companions the vast ocean and the relentless weather. Arguments, paranoia, even violence could erupt under such pressure. A variation on this is the theory of a mutiny or a fight gone wrong among the keepers. Given MacArthur's reputation for being difficult, could a heated argument have escalated, leading to a fatal accident or even murder, with the bodies then disposed of at sea? The official explanation, Muirhead's rogue wave theory, remains the most widely accepted. It's a tragedy born of nature's raw power. But the inconsistencies, the unanswered questions, they persist. No bodies were ever found. No trace of the men beyond their abandoned posts. The ocean, which they dedicated their lives to taming, ultimately claimed them, leaving behind only the cold stone of the lighthouse and a legend. The Flannan Isle mystery serves as a stark reminder of humanity's vulnerability against the untamed forces of nature, and the limits of our understanding when evidence simply vanishes. Could there be another, simpler explanation we're overlooking? Or is the truth simply too bizarre for the official records to ever acknowledge? The beacon of Unsolved shines on, a silent testament to its lost keepers. What other historical disappearances defy logical explanation?